Hello everyone, my name is Comet, and today I am gonna be ranking every single one of the defensive structures here in Clash of Clans. And not only that, I am gonna be ranking everything that you can use to defend your base here in Clash of Clans as well, because a lot of people has been asking on forums recently. Yes, you talk about the cannons and scatter shots and everything, but how about a defensive hero? How about a defensive storage? How does it work? Well, do not worry, I am gonna be rating that in this video. So let's begin. Right off the back, we can start with S tier. The best of the best, the strongest of the strongest. What you should be focusing on when upgrading structures, as well as what priority do they have in terms of defense. And right off the back, let's begin with the monolith, because the monolith is the hero slayer, the hero killer. In Town Hall 15, the monolith is the reason why you have to be very careful when sending the royal champion, while in Town Hall 13 and 14 you can just send her without any type of care, really. But you cannot do that anymore in Town Hall 15. And not only this structure forces you to take a skeleton spell as well, or else you're gonna fail your attack for sure. So yeah, but let's continue. Because speaking of stuff that you can have on Town Hall 15 that are very strong, it's gonna be the spell tower. And a lot of people may not know or may have never seen this before. And what the spell tower does is it will deploy a spell in place that will work exactly how a normal spell would. It's just that, for example, it will drop an invisibility spell, or a poison spell, or a rage spell in place, and you can choose which one is gonna place. It's gonna be down, and because of this, I'm gonna put this as probably the strongest structure in the entire game, because the poison spell is the structure that single-handedly killed Queen Walks and Queen Walk Lalo for Town Hall 15. With the poison spell, you can no longer just spam Queen Walk Lalo here, because the poison is gonna kill your balloons, guaranteed. So the poison spell, very powerful, and not only this, it will most likely also kill blimp attacks if you're not careful. It will kill all of these smaller troops, and it will stop the high HP troops as well, very hard. So definitely very strong structure. But these are structures more for Town Hall 15. Now let's go with something that more people might be familiar with, which is gonna be the Inferno Towers. Now Inferno Towers, they are very powerful as soon as you unlock them. They're very strong on Town Hall 10, 11, 12, and especially 13. But on Town Hall 14, they do fall off. Town Hall 14 and 15, because you can just tank them. They do nothing. And when they start doing their maximum power, boom, a freezing spell. It doesn't do much towards you. Nonetheless, they're still a quite strong structure to have. So I'm gonna put it in A, because it will still be very powerful if the person is not careful. But something that I think is way more powerful than it is gonna be the X-Bows, especially in Town Hall 15, where you can place your X-Bows around the Town Hall. There's nothing the enemy can do. You have to just deal with it and tank it, which will force the enemy to take a nice golem, for example, or a golem, or a nice titan, or an electro titan. Sorry. So yeah, X-Bows are slightly stronger than these. So I'm gonna put these in the first place of the A tier, because I don't think they're as strong as the super structures right here. But one thing that is as strong as these is the scatter shots, which is the best defense in the game, period, up until Town Hall 15. Because at Town Hall 15 you do unlock these two right here, which I think are more powerful. But the scatter shot is up there. In fact, I would put the scatter shot as the number one or number two priority of upgrades, because it's really that strong. So yeah, this is definitely super tier. And the super tier are things that will single-handedly stop an attack by themselves, you know. That's why they are super tier. A tier are things that will make your attack very, very hard. Like, it will make attacks much harder than it should be. B tier is gonna be for stuff such as a cannon, you know, a cannon, an archer tower probably, and things that overall will help you to waste the time of the enemy. You know, these are things that, because they have so much HP, even a queen will take 2 hits. You know, so 2 full seconds to destroy them. Or sometimes even 3 seconds if they are placed correctly. And that alone can help you a lot, you know. And this is something that I learned by experience because I didn't want to level up my elixir storages. Sorry, my elixir collectors, because I was farming so much that I had way too many resources. But once I started playing Clan Wars back to back to back, I learned that leveling up these little things to make the enemy waste time is actually quite valuable, you know. So I'm definitely gonna put as well the elixir storages right here, and the mines as well, because these are made to make the enemy waste their time, you know. And the best time wasters are gonna be the tankier ones, such as the big storage, you know, the big elixir storage, and the big what is it? The gold storages, which you cannot see right here. No, this is the clan castle, right? Is it not here? Oh no, here it is. So the gold storage is also gonna be very strong to make the enemy waste time. And I personally love using the gold storage to make Electro Dragon attackers waste their attacks, and therefore make my base become very hard to 3-star. So definitely these are strong, and people will never think about these, you know. They only think about damage dealt, but they never think about like this. I'm gonna put it in this one. They never think about the time itself, you know. You can fail an attack because you run out of time, and that happens a lot, especially once you start getting to the higher levels. So definitely these are really good defenses to have. This is very strong, the air defense. I'm gonna place the probably like this above the Inferno Towers. Now, I do want to mention something. Most people think that the Inferno Tower is very powerful, but I have learned through my attacks that there's a lot of way to bypass an Inferno Tower, you know. So that's why I put it below the Air Sweeper, because you cannot bypass the Air Sweeper unless you freeze it, you know. Period. And the way to bypass an Inferno Tower, for example, could be with many balloons. You can send 2 balloons, and that will distract the Inferno Towers for a very long time. Or with Hog Riders. Hog Riders destroy Inferno Towers a lot, or Miners. Miners are like hard counters to Inferno Towers. This is why Hybrid is so important in Town Hall 13, because in Town Hall 13, your Inferno Tower is very powerful. But the Hybrid will bypass this, you know. Same for Town Hall 11. But you cannot bypass an Air Sweeper. It's gonna be annoying. And even less an X-Bow. Then is the air defense. Now the air defense, it's probably, now it's better than these two, but because you get so many cannons and so many archers, I don't know how I can rank the air defenses, you know, especially because they only attack air troops. So I think this is what they deserve to be in the beach here. With troops, that are more situational, I would say, and structures that are more situational. Um, then it's gonna be red balloons. Um, Red balloons are nice, cheap damage, but that's about it. They're not that good, man. Definitely better than the storages, though. Then something better than the balloon directly is gonna be this right here. Now this thing is very strong, and if I had to choose, I would put it on A tier because this will kill blimp attacks. This will kill electro dragon attacks. This could potentially one-shot a healer as well if the person is not sending balloons to scout for these things. So it's a really strong, really powerful defense, and I'm gonna put it right here. Now I'm gonna leave the heroes for last because they are very special. Eagle Artillery is definitely right here. Like Eagle Artillery will destroy your air attacks if you're not careful, and it will make you lose the 3 stars as well if you ignore it. So definitely very strong defense. Super defense can win attacks by itself if you ignore it, especially in Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 12. Because that's where people have to start learning to be more careful about their attacks. Let's go now for this. Man, this is a very annoying defense. It's so strong. It's so strong. Definitely. Definitely right here. This right here will repair your structures. And this is very annoying when you pair this with a storage or an elixir collector or a miner or a mine, because what will happen that you might send a small archer to destroy this as it's alone, but probably there is one of these nearby and it will repair it constantly over and over and over and over and over again, you know, and it can out repair probably a lot of the smaller things that you send, like a wizard, an archer, a barbarian, stuff like that. So it's really powerful for that reason. It doesn't do that much damage by itself, and it doesn't have that much HP. But it definitely is something nice to have, you know. Next, bombs. Oh man, bomb towers. I think if you want to rate the bomb tower, we need to rate the other stuff that are really bad. Like this, which is if I think this is the army camps, which is probably the worst thing in the game. Doesn't have any type of HP and or any relevant HP, and it's so big it takes too much space. So definitely it goes here. Then the barracks, they also don't have that much HP. Same for these storages right here. Pet house. Now which is worse than which? This is the worst by far. And pet house, then like this. Now where's the other barrack? Oh, these things also are very annoying. Because they're so big and they don't have any HP. Any relevant HP. Like this. I find that these are not as efficient than the other collectors because there's only a few of them. I'm gonna put it here. This also goes here. This is really strong because it has so much HP. And do I miss anything else? The laboratory, probably there. Or here, actually. And the clan castle. Well, oh, okay, the clan castle is different. Okay, so now that I have rated the smaller structures, we need to talk about the bomb. Because the bomb, it does no damage, period. Or at least, oh no, it does no damage in the sense that a healer will out heal its damage. It cannot attack air troops, and it will not stop ground attacks. So this is really I would say that this is worth in the storages, really. But if I am fair, it will still do some type of damage. So I think I can place it like this. No, like this. It's really bad, man. It's really, really bad. And even worse than that is the Mortar. It has even less HP and less damage. So Mortar goes straight right here. Period. Wizard Tower is a similar thing, where the damage is not that relevant. However, it is so tanky. It is so tanky that it's definitely worth upgrading, and I'm gonna put it right here. Just after the Archer Towers and the Cannons. It has a lot of HP, and that will stop a Queen Walk really well. And not only this, if you place it well enough, it can also stop balloon attacks. So definitely nice to have, especially with the new Town Hall 15 level. I'm gonna place it there. Baby bombs, baby bombs. Baby bombs are not good. They don't really do anything. Since you have so many of them, that's definitely better than the bomb towers, though. But big bombs, they do a lot, though. These will allow you to defend against Super Archer Blimp, or Super Goblins Blimp, or Super Wizard Blimp, or stuff like that. And they could also do a lot of damage to the Hog Riders if placed correctly. So, for that reason, I am gonna be placing them... if you use them well, right here, no, right here, you know. Actually, yes, right there, just after the builders. Then it's gonna be the clan castle. Now the clan castle is weird because you get troops inside of it. So I'm gonna consider it not as the structure itself, but as a structure that has the defensive troops inside of it. And for that reason, man, it has to go on the S tier. Or does it? The truth is that a lot of people have learned how to counter the clan castle troops. And because of that, once you get used to dealing with them, they don't really they don't offer you that much of a threat. So I'm gonna place them just right here. Initially, at the lower town halls, they become very powerful, or even in any town hall, they are really powerful, and definitely would be here. But once you start learning the strategies, I cannot put it higher than A tier, you know, because it really is one of those things that it scales with skills. You know, the more skills you have, the less effective a clan castle becomes. That's what I think. In that same Ricardo, we can continue with something that no matter how skilled you are, they're still gonna be very annoying. Or not really annoying, but very strong. Which are the town hall itself, you know, because it has the Giga Inferno and then the poison, you know. So this is definitely very strong, definitely stronger. If we are talking on upgrade priority, I think the first 4 are more important to upgrade than the town hall. If we are talking about how strong it is, probably the town hall is stronger than the Eagle Artillery, but I'm still gonna put it right there. Now, the Giga Tesla is different. This is very, very different because in Town Hall 12, you do not have these three, right? So I'm gonna consider the Giga Tesla as if you are attacking a Town Hall 12 as a Town Hall 12. So this is like an isolated scenario, you know. Do not compare the Giga Tesla with the other, but rather how impactful is having the Giga Tesla on the Town Hall 12, and it is it is really impactful, you know. So I'm gonna put it right there. It is more impactful to have the Giga Tesla maxed at Town Hall 12 than having the Giga Inferno on Town Hall 14 or Town Hall 15. No, on Town Hall 14, sorry. Because on Town Hall 12 is where people have upgraded from Town Hall 11, and they are very reckless in their attacks. You know, they are not controlled at all, and having the Giga Tesla maxed will destroy their attacks really well. So definitely, very powerful defense on the context of if you are at Town Hall 12, that is. Then for Town Hall 13, I'm gonna consider that as Town Hall 14 the same. It's not as strong as the. In fact, no, I don't. Okay, so I think that Town Hall 14 Eagle Artillery is stronger than the Town Hall itself. Once you learn how to deal with it. But on Town Hall 13, I would say that the Town Hall is stronger than the Eagle Artillery. So I don't have a Town Hall 13 here, but Town Hall 14, the Eagle Artillery is definitely stronger. Town Hall 15. Now the Town Hall 15 is the strongest Town Hall of them all, and I will put it just right here. Mostly because upgrading the scatter shots is really easy. Since you usually have already maxed them, so as soon as you level up to Town Hall 15, you only need one more upgrade. But the Town Hall 15 needs 5, so that's the only thing that I'm thinking about. But when we consider the defensive power on itself, you know, I still think that the scatter shots are better. Next is the Teslas. Now the Teslas, they're so shit, but there's many of them. There's a lot of them, and for that reason, you can make the opponent lose time, you know. So because there's so many of them, I am gonna place them probably right here. No, right here. Yes, they're definitely better than the bombs because there's so many of them, and you can make your enemy waste time. By themselves, they don't do much. They don't have any damage, and there's any relevant damage and any relevant HP. But there's so many of them that you can make literally the enemy waste time because of that. You know, in the same scenario of how having more HP on the archer towers and the cannons can make the enemy waste time and therefore lose an attack. Similar thing for the Teslas, you know, the baby Teslas. Then skeleton tower, the skeletons. This is super strong. I'm gonna put it right here because what this will do is that it's gonna force the attacker to use an Electro Titan at Town Hall 15. However, because of that, you know, because people have now learned how this works, I cannot place it any higher than A, but I still think that they are stronger than B. Actually, let's do something. I'm gonna promote. Yes, this is good. I'm gonna promote the air defense to this tier. No, that doesn't make me feel comfortable because it's just the skeletons are so good. And they're cheap to upgrade as well. No, I think the skeletons deserve to be here. Especially because they can kill and attack more efficiently than anything in B. Warden as a defensive structure is really weak. Okay, no. A max warden versus max troops is really weak. A max warden against weaker troops is very OP. So it really depends on how you see it. But overall, the warden is there to just do cheap damage, you know. Something like the balloons right here. I'm gonna put it there after the wizard, mostly because there's just one and it doesn't really do much. It will die usually very fast. Spring defense, they're not good at all. I'm gonna put in there. Better than the bomb towers, for sure. No, in fact, they're not better than. We found something that is worse than the bomb towers. Holy shit! I never thought the day would come. Tornado defenses is really good because it's gonna stop your blimp attacks. It's also gonna stop more attacks incoming from any of the corners if they are a machine. So this is gonna be an anti-machine defense. It's really good. The walls are broken. They're so good. Probably here. I know that this is something that people do not think about it, but the walls, they're really strong. There's a reason why you have to 100% use wall breakers in almost every single one of your attacks and Town Hall 14. Because they have so much HP. They're really good. However, they're not better than scatter shots. And so what I'm gonna do is I want to promote the scatter shots here. But I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And the only reason why I'm gonna leave it like that is because of what's coming next. The defensive heroes. How good are they? Now, if the queen is your main attacker, in your main unit to attack in almost every single one of the attacks that you're gonna do, this is not the case for defense. Because she dies really fast to headhunters. And because of that, well, you do force people to have headhunters, but because of that, I cannot place her that high, but I cannot place her too low neither. So definitely, it's gonna go in the 8 tier, because still better than the others. But I cannot really see her being. In fact, let me promote the tornado because it's definitely better than the other stuff. Like this, I think this is where she deserves to be. It's definitely a very strong structure. Sorry, a very strong defense. Better attacker though. And something that's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna be the king. The king is the best. Man, the king is so tanky. It's like if you have a well-placed king, your Electro Dragon attack is gonna fail. Because they need to shoot it like 10 times, man. It's so tanky. It's insane. This thing will never die. Definitely better than the Town Hall. Definitely better than the fucking Eagle, than the fucking Tesla. I don't know if it's better than the... I don't know if it's better than the Scattershot stuff. Probably is. Yes, I think it's better than Scattershot. Like, it's so tanky. Now, I know that this might be hard to understand. If you have only played in lower town halls. But if you have played in the higher town halls, you know. It's so tanky, it will not die. You need you need either a lizard to kill this shit, or you need many headhunters. And even many headhunters might not kill a level 90 king. Probably you need a small army of headhunters to kill it, So yes. No man, it's so tanky. It never dies. And it does a lot of damage as well. I have lost many attacks with my queen because I forgot to enrage it while attacking a king. It's definitely one of the best defenses in the game by far. And next is the Royal Champion. And Royal Champion is also very strong. And in fact, dealing with a Royal Champion is as equally annoying as with a King because it has a lot of HP and a lot of damage. But once you get used to dealing with her, it becomes more feasible, because what happens is that people will put her on the edge. They will not try to defend it like the queen, you know. They will put her on the edge. So you kind of learn how to deal with it. With the queen, it's more often that it's more of like she has too little HP to put it any above higher, anything above it, you know. But it's still quite strong, definitely. And level 90, in fact, I'm gonna put the queen here, because anything else would not be fair for the queen. Because after all, if you put the queen in the center, the queen will defend the town hall really well. But dealing with a royal champion might be harder, considering that it still does a lot of damage, and it has a lot of HP, and it can attack air troops as well. But once you learn how to deal with it, the queen is just stronger, you know. I kind of want to promote the Xbox queen and the royal champion to the S tier, but I don't think any of these three or anything below compares to the king, you know. And I am comparing anything in the S tier to how strong the king is, because I am comparing this with my own attack, you know. With my own attacks, every time I attack a base and there's a king on the edge, I'm like, fuck me! I have to deal with this thing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a very long video, but I think it was worth it. Um, Holy shit. This is. I had a lot of fun recording this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what are your favorite structures and what has caused you the most issues dealing with. So yeah, let me know in the comments that, you know, what is the structure that has caused you the most issues. You know, for me, out of these, it has probably been the Eagle Artillery and the Town Hall, because is what people tend to defend, and you have to choose one or the other. And those type of bases are you have to be very skilled to attack bases that have polar opposites. Town Hall in one side, Eagle Artillery in the other side. So yeah, those are very hard to attack. Definitely the ones that cause me the most issues. And now that the monolith has come, it's really annoying to farm Town Hall 15 bases. It's really annoying because it's just so strong. You have to send your balloons to attack the monolith, or else it will kill whatever is going in that direction. So yeah, this is like probably the top three, or like the three sectors that you would like to have. You know, monolith, Town Hall, and Eagle Artillery, and then expos in between. With poison towers and scattershots around. And then the king, you can leave it whatever you want. It's very broken. it never dies. It's so tanky. If you have electro dragons, you know that this thing will make you fail if you don't kill it with anything else. And if you are queen walking, you have to be careful. I have a level 90 queen, and it is... Man, it's so tanky. And it does so much damage. The level 90 king in defense can kill and will kill a level 90 queen with 5 healers if you don't enrage it, or if you don't freeze the king. So yes, you have to be very careful with that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Comet, and I will leave this episode just right here. I will see you in the next tier list or in the next video. Peace!